Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun.
Good morning, everybody. Well, we've got a non-farm payroll today on Good Friday. This is going to be a little wild. So what we should expect is the number's going to come out. I think it's going to be a little bit bad. The market is going to go not so crazy, and then it's going to completely die out very quickly because markets are kind of closed and so forth. So yeah, this doesn't happen very often, but it's going to be very interesting. Oh, let's put the music on. Real quick, I don't think we have to go into too much detail on the charts here this morning, but you can see that things kind of died down yesterday, right? The big spike, and they kind of settled back down. So that looks like just early profit taking, right? Here you have the ES, same thing. So we'll be open. We'll be open for a short period. Gold and silver took a little bit of a hit. Yes, well, gold did. Copper's okay. The dollar. They had a little bit of a rise yesterday, but not too much. Okay. A treasury market pit opens here in like 30 seconds. So we're good. We're actually on time today. Isn't that great? Okay, now I went over to Twitter, and it kicked me into TweetDeck preview, which I hate. Okay, well, add column, lists, squawks. I'll bring it over here. You can see what I'm talking about. Lists, raiders, and column. Top tweets first, auto refresh. Okay. Should we go with dim or dark? Lights out. Nah, I think we'll do dim. See, I don't get to see as many columns as I did in the old one. Narrow. It's like the default font is just bigger or something. Leave TweetDeck review. Yes, exit. Better. I guess I can only see, or I guess if I put it narrow, but the font is smaller. Is your Ninja Trader printing bars? Oh, it is not. Oh dear. Ninja Trader, no. We need to go into our trading hours and look at what it says for the holiday, huh? CBOT interest rate overnight. Good Friday. Early close. Wait. Oh, that's 2015. Oh, wait. It doesn't have the latest. Okay, wait. I think I know how to fix this. Tools. Database management. Update trading hour templates. I think. Let's try that. Interest rate overnight. No, it doesn't have the new holidays. Apparently, they update the holidays in updates. So that's why I have the holidays missing. I guess because I need to update. Something like that. It seems to be suggesting to me that if I was on 8.1 that I would be getting the holidays. I don't know. I think me opting out of the TweetDeck preview has been like, I can't get back into it. Like the crazy thing is that on the old TweetDeck, I have the columns set to wide. I feel bad. I'm probably giving them bad feedback. Oh well. This is why we have jigsaws, so that we don't have when Ninja Trader screws up. Crap. Actually, this is still not right, because if there's just no holiday, it should just think that it's the regular day. So why is that? Why is it doing that? Well, it doesn't matter. We got 1 minute. Okay, so for private payrolls, we're looking for a reading of 220. Anything outside of that range is probably bad for the market. Too low or too high. Unemployment rate 3.6. Already getting those little notifications that the market's slipping around. This is a really bad. Oh, you know, I should probably come over here and just make sure I don't accidentally click, because I don't want to take a trade on a market that illiquid. All right, here we go. Wow. Okay, so it's pretty close to in line. 236 versus an expectation of 230. So wait, is sending us lower? Unemployment rate increased or decreased to 3.5 from 3.6. Average hourly earnings in line. Well, I say these numbers are maybe a little suspicious. That seems a little suspicious to me. I'm sorry, it's just too convenient that it comes exactly in line with the consensus expectation. Every number this week has been lower than forecast, and then it comes out exactly in line with forecast. What? No way. There's no way. Well, it's a good thing that I got screwed out of my position yesterday, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, they'll modify them in a couple of weeks. Dude, like, you know what's the most suspicious thing about all of this? Is that it feels like the market has known what was going to happen every step of the way. Almost as if, like, the numbers were all planned. You know? I've never seen the market front run and get it right, like, 4 times in a row, which is what has happened this week, right? What was the number on Tuesday that we had? Oh, it was JOLTS. That's right, JOLTS. Right, so you had manufacturing PMI, JOLTS, ISM PMI, And now here, the non-farms market seemed to front run every single one of those. Jolts. One, two, three, 4, 5. That okay, so the Bills are now predicting a 2 in 3 chance that they do a hike in May. Spoo's really liking it. This puts a real wrench in the, oh, there's going to be a recession headline. Like, just as big of a wrench as the manufacturing PMIs on Monday did. And I'm just flabbergasted that all of that data can come in bad and non-farms aren't affected. How is that? I can't wait for the zero hedge story on this, because they're definitely going to be in the, oh, they're still fudging the numbers. Nothing yet. Okay, well, I don't know what to do about Ninja Trader here. Hey, Walter. Oh, what was the number? The number was 236 versus an expected 230. Yeah. So look at this trade. I think this one, oh, I don't know. You think I keep it open over the weekend? I don't see there's any point in that. I think that I just I bail. Looking good today? No, I don't think I look good today at all. I guess I haven't shaved in a week. I was gonna shave like when I after the gym, but I have not. I haven't worked out because I haven't had my gut medication, so I feel very tired. Like I'm pretty okay during the stream and everything. But by the end of the day, well, you can hear it there. Like if I take a deep breath in and out, then my body feels the exhaustion, man. Because what happens is your body thinks that your gut is being attacked, and so it sends you that you need to rest, and because you're like gonna die, sort of a thing. I am really perplexed here as to why interest rate overnight. It says there's no holiday, right? Have I not been getting holiday hours since 2020? That can't be right. That can't be right. But that would be the only thing that would cause it, you know, like that doesn't. How could that be affecting it? Maybe instrument settings. Go to ZN here. CBOT interest rate ETH. Oh, wait. Was I looking at the wrong template? Yeah. CBOT interest rate ETH is what I actually want. Okay. So now I see it. And so this should be Good Friday. Aha. Type. Early close. Ends at 10:30, right? 10:30 or something like that. Apply. So let's see here if I refresh my chart now. Nah, reload historical data. There we go. Sending you a link. Okay. Yeah, you know what? My first instincts were correct and I just made a small mistake. So what I needed to do is the template is CBOT interest rate ETH, right? Once I did that, and then I came down into here, then I was able to see this year's holidays, and it had Good Friday as an all-day holiday when it is in fact an early close today, right? And I believe the early close is 10:30, so I put it in as 10:30, and then I right-clicked on my chart and said reload all historical data. And that fixed it. I probably got a really terrible price on my exit and all of that sort of stuff, but like, yeah, I wasn't, no reason to let that one turn into a loser, right? This is gonna make next week so interesting. Texas bill would create state-issued gold-backed digital currency. Good luck with that. Actually, you know what? I think it's 10:30. Let me go back and find out what the exact detail is, right? Holiday schedule. Okay, so on April 7th, market closes at 10:15. Are those times on the trading hours my time or their time? I think those are my time. No, they are the exchange time. They are the exchange time. So I need to change this to be over here 11:15. Okay. What? Ticker says it's 8:15 Central Time. No. All times below are Central Time. I'm confident that it is 10:15 or 10:15 Central Time. Oh wait. I just played myself. That's so funny. Good Friday. All times are Central Time, so it should just be 10:15 Central Time. When you post a link to her, YouTube takes it out, so I can't see it. Oh, that's interesting. AMP temporarily increased margin. I still get emails from them. Why ADP yesterday was way worse than today's? Any difference? I don't know, because the BLS didn't want the Biden administration to look bad. That's the only explanation I could come up with, man. And I mean, that would be an awfully huge scandal if that's what was really going on. So, but man, some real covering after this, by the way. Fine. What I see happening is, like, the market keeps front running the news and like getting it right, and that's why like some of these moves are like come back, like the backwashes comes back so strong because there's so much profit taking afterwards. Well, we'll continue to monitor this. In the meantime, I have been working on a little script here for a small project that I want to finish. And we're gonna have to do a little bit of funky stuff in here. Pair day volume profile levels. Oh, that's this part right here. Oh, equities is 8.15 and interest rates is 10.15. Oh, that's interesting. The equity ones can't be right though, because the equity market doesn't open up until 8:30 Central Time anyways. Anyways, I'm trying to make it easier for you to prove to yourself that market profile doesn't work. So I have this indicator that comes in and does volume profile levels. So what I would like to do now is add exporting to a file. So I think we need to do something like this on market data bit. If state if state does not equal state dot real time, and I'm just gonna say has data, return. So basically, don't do the tick replay stuff if you already have the data. Yep, it had the day set to a full day holiday. That's exactly it. Yep. And that fixes it. And I bet if you had NinjaTrader 8.1 that they would have fixed that. But we're rebels. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, how long is it going to be until, like, this was exactly what I was saying, right? It was like, well, eventually we might not be able to see what it is now, but eventually there might come something that will basically force us into changing. They'll basically make it like, now I really definitely have to change, right? And it's just a race to see if we get Jigsaw to the spot that we need it to completely switch over before that happens, right? So I don't know if this part right here really matters or what, but okay, and then export here. Protected void export. We need something out here, output file. Public string, it will be Ninja script property, public string, cache. Okay. Stream writer. Oh, that's odd. Oh, I do. That's interesting. Well, I don't want that part. I want it to go in the cache folder. Cache. Upload file. And what does this true mean? Comma. Oh, come on. Oh, we need to add, what is it? System.io. Yeah. Bool append. True. So it will only, well, we don't want it to do it only when it's on, but we should say if not has data for this day, then export. If not has data, time of 0. This is, I'm sorry for anybody that's like really trying hard to follow along and like learn from this, because my thought process is probably like super jumbled up. What did I call my cache? CA cache. Do I have like a... How do I do this? I'm thinking about how I want to represent the data in the application here. I'm also trying to figure out why I did certain things in this other application. Dude, what? Looks like they're recovering the losses pretty okay. What's up? No, nothing's up. Let's check double. I really want to see what Zero Hedge is going to say about this number. Okay. March payrolls lowest in 27 months, in line with expectations. Unemployment rate and hourly earnings drop. Ahead of today's jobs report, Golden shared the following market matrix on how to interpret the data. The best case scenario for stocks is a small headline miss, call it 175 to 200K range. Stocks don't want a surprising print in either direction. Big beat, investors will stress over inflation and continued rate hikes. Big miss, investors will stress the hard landing. To be sure, now that the BLS has finally stopped defending the strong labor market myth, the risk was to the downside, with New Edge warning that based on linear regression of jobless claims, ISM employment, and FIB hiring, ADP, JOLTS, Conference Board, and Indeed/ZipRecruiter surveys that predict a negative 49K. In the end, however, the BLS decided not to ruffle any feathers on a day when markets are closed, and the market payrolls print came in at 236, just above the 230 expected and below last month's upward revised 326. How is that below? That's above. Yeah, whatever. Oh, which was upward revised, by the way, from 311. Despite the aggressive recent revisions, this was the lowest monthly increase in 27 months. The last time we had a lower monthly print was December 2020, when they tumbled 268K. The change in total non-farm employment came for January was revised by 32,000. I don't care about the revisions. They already kind of said that. For those expecting the long overdue meal coupa from the BLS on its payrolls fabrication, especially after the dismal JOLTS and claims prints, well, they will have to wait some more, because today's jobs report was the 11th monthly beat in a row. The unemployment rate unexpectedly dipped after rising last month and dropped from 3.6 to 3.5, below the 3.6%. Consensus at the number of unemployed persons at 5.8 million was little changed in March. Among the major worker groups, the unemployment rate for Hispanics decreased to 4.6%, essentially offsetting an increase in the prior month. For adult men, it was 3.4, adult women 3.1, teenagers 9.8, whites 3.2, blacks 5, Asians 2.8, showed little or no change over the month. It wasn't just the unemployment rate that improved, the participation rate did as well, rising 52.5 to 62.6. Sorry, 62.5 to 62.6. The employment situation ratio edged up over the month. These measures remain below their pre-pandemic February 2020 levels, but the prime age participation rate is now back to pre-COVID levels. Perhaps the biggest surprise in today's report, however, was the continued drop in hourly earnings, which in April came in at 4.2% year over year, down from 4.6% in February and below the 4.3% expected. On a monthly basis, earnings rose 0.3% as expected and up modestly from 0.2% last month. That, however, may be due to another modest drop in the average hours worked, which dipped from 34.5 to 34.4, below the 35.5 expected. Okay, well, I expected them to be a little bit more aggressive about that, but whatever. Whatever. Okay, let's bring our script back up here. Oh, I see why I did it that way. I have to get the entry date first, and then all of the data. There's so much to do in this. Okay, so now I need to figure out how to truncate the date time here. C# date time only date. Okay. Has data, date time, date. I'm gonna call it date time, date time. Date time, date equals date time dot. Oh, why are you being like that? Date time dot date. And then underscore cache dot, we didn't name this correctly up here. Should have an underscore. Cache dot contains key date. Return. Okay. This other channel was coding for Binance using Golang. That's interesting. I wonder why you would use Golang. I mean, I guess if you were just experiencing it. It's most stuff out there happens in Python or C++ for that sort of thing now, right? Okay, so let's see if I can follow this all the way through. Okay, so if we have data for this time, then for this day rather, then we don't need to do the on market data bit, right? That's what happens. So then we get to the end of the day, and then we're going to start setting them to the thing on the new day. Right? So, previous days. So then we do all of these calculations. And then if we don't have the data, then we do the export. Okay, this is the part where I need to figure something out. Okay, yeah, I think I just didn't finish the export part. Let's see here. I should do this the correct way. C# variables in string. Oh, it's version 6. Oh no, I think I can use it. Okay. So I think that I can say string data equals and then date equals time of 0 dot date. Date, comma. How do I want to do this? I think I'm gonna do it this way. Yes, okay, I think we're fine on this. Oh, actually, we don't want that. We want string date equals date time dot date dot to string. There we go. Okay. String POC equals POC. And these will all be doubles, so I have to POC VAH VAL. Shadow Mine, good morning. S&P 500 and the dollar moving almost the same today or this week. Yeah, it's been. So I didn't fix my shut session templates for us to see what the dollar is doing, but it is a little striking how much the currency flows have affected things this week, huh? I feel like it's everything's just actually just trading the dollar, which I hate. I much prefer when it's like order flow specific to that market and whatnot. Yeah, this is gonna be a weird session. I mean, we do get the S&P 500 opening in 15 minutes. Appreciate you guys sitting in with me. I'm gonna write this. So for those of you just popping in, what I'm doing is I've been working on a video about volume profile, and one of the issues that I have with volume profile is that many of the strategies that people propose with it are not really very effective, but people don't really have good resources to backtest those sorts of things, and so they can't really set those things up by themselves. And part of the problem is that in order to like really get those like value area high, value area low, point of controls, that sort of a thing, you have to use an indicator that uses tick replay, which is very, very expensive, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm creating an indicator that will cache that data so that it doesn't do all of that calculation if it doesn't have to. It pulls it from the cache, so that if you want to go and you want to do back testing on strategies that involve the previous day's volume profile levels, that back test will go very, very quickly and you won't have to turn tick replay on. That's what we're doing. So I have an indicator that calculates these three values. Now I am exporting it to a file. Right. Well, you can use it as area of interest, but like, so the whole thing would be that's still programmable, right? You could come in and you could say, okay, if we are below yesterday's value area high and I see X, Y, and Z, indicating that there is interest at that location, then I go long, right? That's what most of these strategies involve, right? And a lot of people will say, well, okay, so if I just go and take it every time that it happens, it doesn't work. That doesn't prove that there's no edge to it, because you have to add the additional conditions. How can you prove that it being below the value area low has any significance whatsoever? Well, you can backtest it. If you can say it has significance when it's combined with these other things, you can backtest that, right? So this will allow you to do those sorts of things. So there's no excuse, right? Although the market closes at 9:15 Good Friday? No. Y'all, you're getting confused. So let me pull it up again here. Okay. Equity. The CME. Sorry, I get this wrong. Okay, the equity market does not open today, or rather, the New York Stock Exchange just isn't opening up, right? So that's why the ES is stopped here, right? But the other markets, interest rate products in particular, will go until 10:15. Clear now? But the stock market itself does not open. That's what the deal is. Recent volume activity compared to current volume activity and how it reacts to the latter when it revisits. Yeah, you can totally do that. If you wanted to look at current volume, I mean, so you'd have to quantify that, right? That's one of the things that is kind of interesting, is that there's a lot of things that people see in volume and order flow that can be quantified, and people just don't ever bother to, because they do it all discretionarily, right? But you'd have to be able to quantify what it was the volume activity then and what's the volume activity now. But this is not necessarily about order flow and volume. This is about volume profile in particular, right? The idea that a previous day's point of control, value area high, value area low, have some sort of significance and use in his trading strategy, right? So the challenge is using the previous day's value area high, value area low point of control, create a strategy that shows edge, right? I mean point of control, value area high and value area low. So what these are, if I look at this a volume profile that I have right here, the point of control is the price at which the most volume has traded. The value area high and low is basically starting from that point of control, start adding the volume above and below it, tick by tick, until you have 70% of the total volume for the day. So 70% of the total volume for the day has occurred between this 26.5 and this 116.005, right? So that's the high and the low. And what the indicator does is, at the end of the day, it says, okay, those are what the things were, and it caches it. And then those are the levels for the next day that you're looking at, right? That's what the indicator does. That will be hard to get an edge, because from what I've seen people do with volume profiles, they refer to multiple time frames, days, and sessions. Well, yeah, but you could add that. We could change it so that it would do it as a weekly or a monthly one as well. I guess we'll add that to the strategy. But so like the most classic example of a strategy like this is if we open up below the previous day's value area low, then there is likely to be a gap fill that will trade back to the previous day's point of control. That's one of the strategies that they do, right? And so what people do is they go in and they kind of do a I wouldn't call it a back test, but they do a statistic. They say, okay, when we open below the previous day's value area low, what is the percentage chance that we touch the previous day's point of control? Well, you're going to go and you're going to do the stat, and it's going to be something like 60% of the time. And so they say, oh, well, 60% of the time there's an edge for you, right? And what I'm saying is not so fast. Because when you account for risk and everything else, that is not a profitable strategy. If I just go in and just mechanically buy when we're below the previous day's value area low, on the expectation that we're going to get back to the previous day's point of control, you lose money. Even with proper risk management and everything else, right? BB, the futures market is not closed per se. The equity market, the equity futures market is closed. The stock market does not open. The equity futures are closed. The treasury and most of the other products are still going until 8:30. Sorry, 10:30 Central Time. Long time ago, I bought a value candle indicator from Rancho Dinero that plots a value area high, low, and point of control on every candle in the series. It uses tick data, so I'd run a tick replay chart going, yep. I have an indicator that kind of does that too. I mean, I could shift this indicator around into that. It's really interesting to look at, isn't it? And in fact, point of controls on like a bar by bar basis might have more use than these daily levels. Right, just based on what we know about liquidity holes and that sort of a thing, it might have more use within those bars. Although you wouldn't necessarily be able to gain a very strong right, because it would just be like it's very likely to come back to that price, right? That price is cleared so much volume has happened there. That price is cleared so much that it's likely to clear in the future, unless we move meaningfully away from it for 45 minutes. But the main thing that I am attempting to show is that there is not a profitable edge in just looking at the previous day's point of control value area high, value area low. That's the thing that we're trying to backtest, right? And I have some backtests that suggest it doesn't work, but I'm going to do a backtest that really makes it easy for you to run it yourself. Because when I was trying to run it again, I was like, oh, this is going to take forever. I forgot how long it took me to do this. So let's do all of the work to make this go fast. Okay, so if it doesn't have the thing, then if it doesn't have that day, in the cache, then we'll do the export. Oh. We should also add it into the cache though, huh? this bit right here. We'll export it, and then we'll do cache. Oops, we need to add a thing right here. Cache dot add time 0 dot date comma POC comma array let's create a double. Let's create one. Data equals data array of doubles equals a new array of double POC POC of 0 value area high of 0 value area low of 0. What am I getting wrong here? C#. Profitable trade setup. Sure, you can send it to speculatorseth@protonmail.com. Yeah, I don't know what to do with them. So my approach to this has been, well, I used to just like anybody that had a setup, I would go and backtest it, right? Yeah, I'll just paste it here. Anyways, so if you have some data backing up the strategy, then I would be interested in looking at it. If you do not have data and you're looking for me to help you to write the data, I can give you pointers and help you write it yourself, but I'm not going to do it for you unless you pay me. And if you're not interested in doing either of those things, then I just ignore it, because I don't have the time to spend on every strategy that people claim is profitable, because 99.99% of the time it doesn't end up being the case, right? But what I can do is I can create all of these tools so that you can backtest them themselves and prove it to yourself if it actually works or not, right? Okay, so what am I getting wrong with the syntax here? Oh, maybe it's because it has to be double array data. Yeah. Equals new double array. And then I think I have to do one of these, right? Oh, no, I don't, actually. Comma. Data. Da-da-da. I have a playbook from a devout profile trader. Oh yeah, that might help. That might help. Because the thing that concerns me about this video and what happens in videos in the past is that people don't listen because they think that their specific way of using the thing actually works, right? Like, I can show them all of the data that suggests why this method of trading is not really useful. And they're like, well, but you haven't backtested my setup. And it's like, well, then you backtest your setup, right? But there's nothing to suggest that your setup will actually work, right? They're like, oh, you've tested every single way of doing this. Well, no, we have data that like suggests these don't work. But if you want to prove it to yourself, then why don't you go and backtest it? Why would you believe that a strategy works without the data? That's what irks me about it. Okay, so we get a new day. If we don't have that data in the day, then we export and we add it to the cache. Not that you need to use it in the cache, but okay, now I think that I have an offset problem here, right? No, I think we're fine because this is like time is 0. It should be the current day's date. Yes. Okay, so okay. If has data time 0.date then double array data equals underscore cache dot of I hate creating like these small temporary variables, but datetime date equals time of 0.date as data date. Okay. EOC of 0 equals data of 0. VAH of 0 equals data of 1. IRA low of 0 equals data of 2. Then we check to see I'm wondering if I can do the rest of this in an else, because that would save you a lot of processing, right? From not creating the object over and over again. Hey, Gus, I haven't seen you in a while. And Steven. Oh, so everybody's bored, so everybody's popping in. Why is nothing moving on the ES? William, the stock market is closed today. So the ES futures shut down at 9:15 Eastern time. The Treasury market is still going, but the ES is done. Because it's Good Friday, which I know is not actually a real holiday, but it is a holiday for the stock. It's so weird. It's so weird. But yes. And yeah, we had that thing where it was like the market moved really, really strongly and then it just died. The treasuries are tanking. They didn't do so well, did they? This data does not make much sense to me. This data does not make much sense to me. It kind of makes me think like, is the number that we got like already not useful because of this other data that we got this week? I don't know. Next week we get CPI. That'll be interesting. Okay, so if we have the data and we set the values, otherwise we check to see if it's a new day. And if it's a new day, then we do this bit. Okay, and we're not doing the import yet, are we? So that part, I think, goes up here, right? Import. Oh, I just lost my train of thought there. How is it dealing with the file doesn't exist? Oh, okay. Catch. File not found, exception E. Print. Hash file not found. Plus. Folder plus hash path. Right? With the tray over here, actually. Oops. There we go. Okay, let's see if that compiles. I'll be really impressed with myself if it does. Oh, does it not like that? I guess I'm not allowed to use this one, so I will instead use string.format. The PLC value area high, value area low. Zero, 1, 2, 3. Should have the email. Okay. Okay. Do I do anything in here when I'm trying to export and it doesn't work? Oh, there should be a finally. Yeah, okay. Dun, 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 dun. Of course, all of the big errors start popping out. Okay. Oh. Okay. Treasury maybe found a little rut to settle in. Okay, it compiled. Oh, this gonna be interesting. Now, I had a chart open yesterday. I didn't save it, did I? I don't think so. Yes. Okay, we're gonna make a new chart. It's gonna be ES. We're gonna do 30-minute bars. And we're gonna load 5 days worth of data. Oh, I'm realizing a couple of things I'm missing. So cache path equals let's call it profile levels dot CSV. Did we add any other cache path? Let's put it up here though. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you sent me some big stuff. Let's see. Our opening range long trade. Open is greater than or equal to 3 points below yesterday's value area low. Wait for the 1 minute opening range. Add 2 points wiggle room below the opening range low. Negative net inventory and positive volume imbalance. So that's one I could add, but as soon as I start adding volume, that makes it harder, right? by within the order flow signal within the I don't know what the WR means, but then the target is the value area low. And then they have exits. Yeah, this is programmable for sure. See, I do like to have something that's so well defined, but it also kind of irks me because it's like, okay, so if you have it so well defined, then why hasn't anybody backtested it? Guys, why? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna be really impressed. I think I'm close, but there's no way that this is actually going to totally work. Prior date volume profile levels. Okay. Fingers crossed. Oh, hey, actually, it did something. Da, 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 da. Okay, so let's see if it wrote the file. Profile levels. Sure, let's open it up with Excel. It looks like it did. 3, 4, 5, 6. Point of control. High, low. Yep. Dude. Am I amazing or what? Don't save. Okay, so now here's where it gets interesting. All right, you ready for this? Let me minimize this one right here. Okay, data series. Load 365 days. Okay, go. Time starts now. Here, wait, I'll start a stopwatch on my phone. Where is my stopwatch? I don't even know where the... Well, now I feel like it's too late to start a stopwatch because it's already been 10 seconds. There we are. Start. Just add like 30 seconds to it, okay? But this should take a while. Like when I did it yesterday, before adding the caching, it took like 5 minutes. Okay, let's close some of these tabs I got. Thank you for those setups, by the way. I might be able to make use of those. Although they do look like the setups that I was planning on testing anyways, right? So Okay, so while we're waiting for that, now what should we do? See what we got going around. Who's that? No, wait, that's not what I wanted. Yield and rate hike odds spike as jobs data forces Fed to remain hawkish. After a week of bloodbathery in the labor market data, the big one was a nothing burger of sorts relative to expectations. In fact, more hawkish leaning with record low black unemployment and prime working age participation rates back at pre-COVID levels. As Academy Securities Peter Tchir, oh man, what TCHIR? How do you say that? Tchir noted, this allows/forces the Fed to remain on the hawkish side of things. 3.5% unemployment is almost the lowest it has been since they started hiking. So the jobs for inflation fighting argument has not materialized. 0.3% wage growth is only 3.6% annualized, ignoring rounding, which is getting into the comfort zone, but not as good as last month's number, and this Fed is likely to want to beat down any re-emerging pressures. You could probably craft a Goldilocks scenario around this data for markets, but equally compelling, especially around current positioning, you could craft a scenario that is not great for markets. The relief news sent rate hike odds for May soaring above 70% from 50% earlier. Was embraced by equity futures, though only back to barely green on the day. Bond yields spiked initially, but are fading back now with the short end underperforming, and the dollar's knee-jerk reaction was to spike higher, but that is fading fast. Gold is closed, but Bitcoin did nothing. Bottom line, rates, higher yields, and a flatter curve. We should start pricing in more certainty of further hikes and a longer lag between them and when the Fed cuts. We are trading what the Fed will try and convince markets is necessary, not what I or many others think is the correct policy. That's true. Well, that's what I would expect, unless we're really about to get like really bad data. But I don't know. Where's that going to come in the form of? Like next week, we got CPIs. Maybe if the CPIs are low or something. I don't know. Credit, dull, not looking for much movement in spreads, and this market will ultimately be looking more at bank spreads and any signs of supply of credit not keeping pace with demand at the private loan side of things, creeping into the bond market side of things. Equities, the whole stocks are long duration assets, especially high tech mega growth companies should experience more of a pullback. I could see banks, commodities doing better. The underperformance of the Russell versus the NASDAQ has been eye-opening. I'm leaning to the normalization trade in stocks where we drift slightly lower, but more of a normalization between the year-to-data winners and year-to-date losses. I think you meant year-to-date winners. I fully expect the data on balance to reinforce the recession is near narrative in the coming weeks. So that is why I cannot buy into any Goldilocks theories on today's numbers. So now we wait for CPI. This is all coming from this Tchir guy. Oh, sorry, I'm probably experiencing a few frame drops here because this is very hard on the CPU. Like, seriously, this is going to take, like, it's already been 5 minutes. It's already been 5 minutes. if this all works out the way that I want to, did I say the way I want to? Yeah, if this indicator works the way that I want, and I make the video and everything, it's gonna be kind of funny because I'm gonna make a video that is trashing volume profile to some extent, and yet I'm going to give the world the best resource for figuring things out with the volume profile that you can have, right? Because I'm going to give you an indicator that allows you to look at it historically and even backtest historically with using cached data. And I'm going to give you the data several years. Well, hopefully, Uzi has 4 years of data, so I think that we will be able to give you 4 years of data, right? Like, this is valuable. And so then anybody that's doing volume profile, they're going to have to send people to my video to be like, oh yeah, you should try this thing. Oh, and I'll include it in my Speculator Seth free indicator suite. So it's going to be really interesting, I think. But let me do all of these different setups. I think I only tested like one of these setups, and it was kind of simple, so we'll see. Okay, so next thing is we should check out Twitter here. Oh, and you know what else? This will give me a good opportunity to do the backtesting using cached data, which I never quite tested when doing the level 2 caching. But I think that there was a situation where I had run into where like it didn't seem to work. And then like I forgot where it was at and I can't find the spot anymore. But I think I know how to fix it. So, because I was doing this the other day where it was backtesting using some indicator and like it wasn't calculating the value. Like you have to ask for the value, and yeah. Anyways. All right. So well, if you ain't got anything else going today, I would just go on vacation. But I am gonna stick here and find some things to work on here a little bit. But let's browse around a little bit first and make sure we didn't miss anything super interesting. Mohammed A. El Arian, main takeaway from today's U.S. jobs report: solid job creation, including in services, both constituting nice upside surprises for the economy. Encouraging to see labor force participation edge higher and an unemployment rate edge lower. Opens the door wider for a 25 basis point hike, Fed hike. Yeah. Okay, well, not a whole lot to say there, though. This is really tough when you are living in a toxic environment and no one believes in you. How do you manage this? Probably you shouldn't be trading. Yeah, the way that you avoid this problem is that you don't put all of your hopes on becoming a successful day trader, because it's extremely unlikely to happen. You need to have other things. If day trading is the only thing that you've got going for you in your life, then you've got problems. Right? Yeah, that's the other thing, is just don't tell people what you're doing. You ever heard this thing that like you get a dopamine spike from telling people about your plans, but then you get the dopamine spike and that satisfies you, and so you don't actually go and do it. So it's actually better to not tell people what your plans are. Oh, is it? It looks like it has finished doing the tick replay and is calculating the profile levels now, because the indicator has disappeared and it's giving me a different message. It's now saying this is calculating. So I got my diploma in culinary arts, so in case I ever let's not call it blow up, right? If you ever catch a windfall, you can go and work as a cook. There you go. Well, why would you want to go and work as a cook? I hear that that's a really stressful job, right? That's a really stressful job, as I understand it. Oh man. Okay, so when I was in high school and I was a junior, you're allowed to go to this technical college in the area for some of your classes, and like there's enough classes that like, yeah, you have open slots, right? So I went to this technical college and I did computer stuff. And to be honest, most of the computer stuff that I had to do there was like pretty simple, and like I never got far enough into it to like be doing programming and stuff, and they required you to do all of this basic computing stuff that like I mostly knew. But so it was basically like I would play with my friends the whole thing, because there was a group of us that were there. So like we would waste our time and then like clip all the tests at the end of the semester. And so when we were at the junior high, they were doing this stuff about, you know, these giving you prep for like going to universities and stuff. And so we went to the thing where they tell you about this college, right? And afterwards, my stepson, he's like, oh yeah, I would like to go do that and do the culinary arts one. And I'm just like, oh, facepalm. You don't want to go and you know, so like here's an opportunity for you to get a skill that will like get you through college, right? You can code and get paid the big bucks, easy but big bucks that you probably are already well suited to, or you can do cook, which is like one of the most stressful jobs you can have. Right? Yes, it's stressful. Most people in kitchens are morons, but it pays okay and is pretty simple. Okay, I guess if it pays okay. Anyways, so when the time comes, hopefully I convince him to do computer stuff. Da-da-da-da. Okay, so that took 15 minutes. That took 15 minutes, but yes, sir, I get levels from all the way back here. I guess I might need to do some work to like verify them, but they look correct to me. Okay, cool. So now here's the cool part. All right. I'm going to make a new chart. And it's going to be ES. And it's going to be a 30-minute chart. And I'm going to add 365 days to it, but I'm going to turn tick replay off. Okay, so that loads almost immediately, right? Now I go in here and add my volume, fire day volume profile levels. Okay. I am a fucking genius, guys. Oh my gosh. Wait. So, move to new window. Okay, it's broken. the exact no wait, it is doing it correctly. It's just it's not considering today. Okay, so there's a little bug maybe. So like this day right here is loading differently. So I might want to look into why that is. That must be this Sunday session or something like that. But also, why does it not continue to go through to today's? So if we were looking at this one on bar update, Oh, right, because this one is doing it with tick replay, and this one's not. Okay, but I can sort out those small little discrepancies later. What I would like to do now is see if I can get it to run in a backtest. Okay, so strategies. Profile. New strategy. I'll just do it as a new one. Value area low return. Okay. And using ninjatrader.ninjascript.indicators.speculator set free. Okay. SPS F volume prior day VP levels underscore levels. else if state equals state dot data loaded underscore levels equals SBSF fire day volume profile levels. And the percent will be 0.7 and the cache path will be profile levels dot CSV, right? Yeah. Semicolon. Yeah. The close. Oh, actually, we should do current day open, high, low, close, maybe. And so, how did I do it in this one? So this one I have as start time. I think we should do it like that. I think it should be like if the S&P 500's opening range is below the value area low of the previous day, right? So I'm just gonna copy this stuff right here. I'll add these two. So I have a little bit of logic here at the top just to limit the number of trades it will take in a day. Okay. Okay, so if the close is above, levels underscore levels dot EAH of 0. Plus target times tick size. Okay. Zero. Add chart indicator. Underscore levels. I told it needs a moving average. Okay. pull all of these properties. Let's have it take it at 7 o'clock my time. Between 7 and 8:30. Sure. Okay. Okay. So this is where I'm likely to run into an issue. But we'll see if it works. So we're going to do last year. Oh yeah, profile, val return. Probably shouldn't have called that val return. That's okay. Target 40, 2 trains, sure. Don't need to take replay, include commissions, etc, etc. Okay, clear my output window. Oh, I need to select an instrument, of course. Yes. We'll do it on a 5-minute chart. All right, here we go. So this should not take super long. Da, 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 da. Okay, so the numbers that I'm getting are already a little suspicious, right? Sharp ratio is good though. Well, so first thing I'm gonna do is look at the trades. Exit on session close. Okay. So I didn't add the risk management parameters onto the strategy. So that's why it's making money. Wow, it never had a winner that failed. And that can't be right. Okay, so then we need to look at the MA. Oh, ouch. You look at this one. When 360 ticks against you, but you made 50 ticks. Oh, that's so bad. The amount of detail you need to program is mind-boggling to me. Well, what I just did there was really advanced. Like what I just did there is something that like nobody else in the community has thought to do because they don't have the skills. I don't know. It's not, I mean, it's for a good programmer, it's not that complicated. It's just, it's a little bit of work and you have to understand InterTrader. I don't know. Okay, so what's happening here? Let me go back to the summary. Yeah. The MAE and MFE is larger than your average winners. So your average winner is 193 and your average MFE is 193. And your average oh, sorry, I got that wrong. Okay, the average MAE is 112 and your average winner is 193. So it's not terrible. It's not terrible. And I'm taking both the long and the short ones. Oh yeah, I am using the 10. I probably should have changed that moving average. That's okay. I wish I could do more than a year of data, man. Can you backtest a good DOM strat? So with my so now that I've done this, it worked. Oh yeah. So actually, what I want to do is I want to look at the chart, right? Okay, so here is a day where we opened well above the previous day's value area high, right? And so then it goes short. I don't have the profit taking stuff on. It holds it until the session close, but it did catch it. Okay, here's another one. Okay, this one seems wrong. That's interesting. So on this one, this one should not count. This was that bug that we saw earlier that we ignored for now. It's saying it's getting a value of 0 for all of these because it's the overnight whatever. Like what is this? March 31st. March 31st was Friday, right? Oh, actually, that's really weird. Basically, well, no, I can't explain that. I can't explain that. I'm not 100% sure that these levels are showing correctly. But the fact that it took trades and everything is good. I'm concerned that I'm getting future stuff. No, that can't, because this is correct. Why is this one not showing this day's levels? So the 30th. So then when it gets to the 31st, it should start putting in. Let's come back to my code here. Oh, that's not the one that we want. This one. Okay, so on bar update, if is not the first bar, Okay, and then if has data date. So it would be saying if has data March 31st. And is there just not, did it just not save on the March 31st? Yeah, it just doesn't save it for some reason. So 007, there is no historical level 2 data, right? So what you can do is you can save and cache the data yourself. And I have some indicators that do that. You have to write your strategy a certain way in order for them to work, to use the value. But if you've like been using my indicator and then it caches, and it should do it. That makes sense. Wait, what the fetch? Yeah, 4/3. I'm hesitant to trust those backtest results. Well, one year's worth of data is like a real problem, right? Oh, what's this? No, we should be able to go all the way to here. Oh, okay. Only to July. What's with that? Well, it looks like because 4/7. Okay. So it's giving me zeros for all of these days. That suggests that at the very least we need to shift our backtest to only go back to July of 2022. So I will change that. 7/18. Oh, it wouldn't let it open because I have the spreadsheet open. Try that again. There we go. 85 trades isn't enough. But maybe we get Uzi to run it. And hopefully we get 4 years worth of data. It's particularly concerning that you don't get very many long trades and they're 100% winner. But it's because there's no stops, right? So this is like the naive implementation. Oh, sorry, we wanted the chart, huh? Yeah. Yeah. See, it's basically like every weekend buying in a weekend. Oh, that's so weird. And it doesn't export the level for that. That's the problem. It's getting to like the end of the because what's happening is the prior day. Yeah. I actually think I might know how to save this, right? Really what we should do here instead is like the new day thing is we should be using the time of the previous. We should be doing that, right? Oh, I did that and I didn't use this date. Thinking it through here. Oh, but I think that this means I have to... Well, maybe not. Because it should come into these days and say, oh, I don't have the data. I will still have to turn on tick replay, though. How will it help? Well, what my indicators do is they give you ways of quantifying what you're seeing on the book. For instance, seeing large orders going around, the overall amount of activity that's going on, the overall, like the difference between the overall liquidity on the bid versus the overall liquidity on the ask, right? And it caches it. So you can run it as a replay sort of a thing, right? So like, for instance, let's say that you want to do cumulative delta, right? Let's say that you want to do something related to cumulative delta. Well, to backtest that, you have to turn on tick replay. And then every time that you run the backtest, you have to run the tick replay and you have to calculate the cumulative delta. For like every time that strategy runs, which is very expensive, right? If it's cached, it just pulls it from the file. It doesn't have to do the calculation. It just gets it like that, right? So you want to backtest something like that using my indicators that cache the data allows you to do a fast backtest on that thing, right? And what I've done is I've taken like a really slim, there are a lot of really clever hacks in my indicators that I left out of this one. Okay, but it accomplishes the same thing, right? Okay, so I'm looking at this one, for instance, right? That is wrong. Right? That can't be right. Because the previous days, yada, yada, yada. This should be over here. So it's cheating. That day, it's cheating. Same here on this one. Oh, they're all wrong. They're all wrong. Okay. So the reason that the backtest turned out so good was because it was seeing the future. But wait, why did I not see that before? No, I'm a little confused. So if here's the prior day's high, then that blue line cannot be the value area high. Right? That's that day's value area. That's that day's value area. Yeah. I can't see why we're trending up with everything. Well, that data was like a big shock, but I mean, E-mini is not trading right now, right? Oh, I was seeing the future. Why did I not see that when I first looked at it? Why did I not see that on the chart? I know. That's weird. Nah, see, that's still cheating because of what's in the profile levels file. Right. So, to see if what we did works, we have to come back here and turn on tick replay and let it do its thing. So we might get to see if I fixed it before this stream ends. Yeah, so anyways, Andre, all of the data that we got this week was really bad, except for the non-farms, right? And I'm getting really suspicious of the non-farms number. It's just always seems to be incredibly convenient. And it always seems to contradict everything else that we're seeing. So, but that number really, the treasury market said, oh yeah, they're probably going to do a 25 basis point hike in May. So what you going to do? That's a correct reading on it. And that kind of says to the S&P 500, like, yeah, things are not as bad as they looked earlier in the week. I feel like that to be at 4150 is a little crazy, but you know, like, the market does not efficiently price on all available information, and if the market is getting bad information, right, then I'm trying to wrap my head around what should be happening here, and I think that it is wrong. Oh wow. No, it's okay. So if it is the second, then it's gonna go through, and it's like brand new. It's gonna go through, it's gonna calculate this stuff, because every time that it comes in here is gonna say, oh no, I don't have data for this day. I don't have data for this day. But okay, so will that, what are you talking about, 007? Did you try posting a link? It doesn't show us links. YouTube removes them and it doesn't tell you. I'm trying to sort out which day is it that's, it's like, okay. I'm having like some brain fog in here. Like, I understand what the problem is, but for some reason I'm having a hard time conceptualizing it and walking through it step by step. When it gets to the 31st, it says it's time for a new day. Doesn't save it as the 31st. Oh, that's not right, because it should save it as the next day's thing. Current date, right? Because this only happens when the day has changed. So when the day has changed, I calculate it, right? And I shouldn't have loaded the whole year. I should have just gone back to a one week chart. Will my indicators work on the new version of NinjaTrader 8? Yes. So I haven't been able to do a whole lot of testing in that respect, but I come in here and I got like a major thing done here on this stream, but I bet you I'm going to end up tinkering with this all day today. Trying to get everything working exactly. See, that looks more correct. Man, I tell you what, when you have an indicator is reading the future, it you can sure get awesome backtests when you know the future. Yeah, 15 days up here. Let's add it over here now with the tick replay. Okay, so it seems to me that the bug is still there. So I can come in here and tell the indicator to not auto scale. There we go. Bang. See the difference? I don't think that I should be using the because what's happening here is this is when the session changes. This is when the session changes. This is when the day changes, isn't it? Yeah. That's the overnight when the time changes. if we're not there for some reason. That might be because I switched things around from when you load it. So what I need to do up here is that bait. I should take this part out here. Switch a few things around here. So current. Happy Easter. Yeah, it's time for us to go, huh? Man. I'm gonna close that one. Well, guys, I'm when this video drops, it's gonna be really interesting, right? But some of the iterator stuff in like the dealing with the sessions sort of stuff is complicated in NinjaTrader. And I think I got myself all mixed up, but I think I know what's going on, and we're gonna figure it out here. I'm a little slow this week because, again, like I'm a little under the weather because I don't have my gut medication. But hopefully we get that fixed next week. It doesn't slow me down too much, and I got a lot to do this weekend. So enjoy the weekend. I will see you guys on Monday. In the meantime, stay excellent.